It's time for World Record of the Week.
Woohoo!
Everyone's the best at least one thing. It's a World Record of the Week. So it's not really World Record of the Week because we've been off for 3 weeks and I've been storing them up. So I've got loads.
Pages and pages.
I have got loads. I'm just going to do a big run through of all the ones that I saw in the last 3 weeks. You can stop me at any point. I've got more information.
Are we going to have a Top of the Pops?
I can put them in the background.
Countdown tune in the
Coming
background.
in at number 10. They're not in like shitness order. Some of the shit ones are later on.
As opposed to best order,
Nice order.
or niceness.
No, they're just in any old random order, so it's alright. So stop me if you want to hear any more about any of them. The first record I saw was there was a corn plant that grew with 28 ears of corn on it. The previous record was 16.
Smashed it.
Yeah, done well there, haven't they?
GM.
Do a boo.
Calling GM on that.
Boo. I'm calling GM. Doping, that is, isn't it?
That is.
Doping. Cheaters. There was a toy car that rolled 2,176 feet. And that was a world record.
What's that in new money?
0.4 miles. Don't know, in metres, about 600 odd metres.
Oh, wow.
Not bad, is it? Long way. The biggest cast in the world, like a plaster cast, was made.
For the biggest person.
Well, this is interesting. It was made by a hospital. Why are they wasting their time making massive casts that no one can use? The cast was 12 foot by 5 foot. And they said it would fit a person who was 78 feet tall.
On their
foot, I think. What a waste of time.
Oh,
I guess
man.
world records in general are a waste of time, but that one's more like they've got better things.
Yeah, big old waste of resources.
Yeah, imagine how many normal ones they could have made. The longest egg noodle was made. Do you want to guess how long it was? In feet. Well, you can give it into something else. I'll convert it.
300 feet.
602 feet and 9 inches, made by a Japanese chef. There was a giant robot, the biggest ever giant robot built. This thing is awesome.
Wow.
I watched some video footage of this and it's very, very cool.
And like functional robot.
Yeah, proper functional. He moves his hands and everything. He's got like individual digits. He's got like guns and stuff on it, but they're not real guns. They're just like toy.
But we're not far off Transformer sort of territory.
They look like. Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
They look like Metal Gear. It's crazy. Do you want to guess how tall it is?
78 feet.
You've gone a bit big.
It's
the cast was for him.
They built it to fit the cast.
Yeah. Oh, a big cast. Better fit for him to fit in it. No, a bit big. 27 foot 9 inches. So that's like 4.5 for me.
Yeah, that's pretty
quite
massive.
big though, isn't it? I imagine seeing it walking down the street would be terrifying.
Yeah.
And it genuinely looks like the anime giant robots you see in like, the cartoons. Scary stuff. His name was Monofu. Don't know what that means.
Sounds.
Just in case you need something.
Yeah, it sounds like suitably impressive name.
Yeah. Monofu.
Versus.
Monofu Kama. Versus Mothra, is that?
Yeah.
That's not bad. So this is a weird one. A number of people formed into the biggest key. So the people, they stood in a shape of a key. It was 314 realtors from Florida.
So
nonsense.
They could have got the record for quite a few different shapes there, I reckon.
They could, yeah. I reckon so. Like, it was like a publicity stunt. And you know how realtors are. They're all like...
keen.
They're like that slimy. Yeah. And they're like, realtors are the key to getting people to houses. You make me sick.
When you first said it, I was going to ask key as in... Like a lock.
How would they have done that? Like some of them the sea. That would have been better.
It would have been more impressive.
7 people from Britain, 7 co-workers from Britain, did the longest conga line distance travelled. So they were doing a conga line and like moving. Short
conga line, but long distance.
There was only 7 of them, but they went a long old way. Do you want to guess how long?
23 miles.
Not bad. 14 miles it was. They did it for 5.5 hours around a track, and they played the song "Do the Conga" on loop for the whole time. And they were like, they weren't just walking either. They were doing the kicks.
They're doing the conga.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much more
A
tiring.
lot more tiring, yeah. The kicks I couldn't have done that, I don't think. It looked hard. They must have had some real intensive training, I reckon, to do that.
Yeah.
There was the largest goat yoga class ever.
Ah, that's hipster.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
real
goats.
hipster.
I really like goats.
It looks
but
quite fun. I saw a video of the goat yoga. And so basically it's just yoga. You're just doing yoga and there's some goats about.
Yeah.
And they'll just come and stand on you and stuff. But they're only tiny little goats.
Yeah.
And they're very, very cute. And
yes,
they
I would like a pygmy goat. £400 each.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
What?
I think that's all right.
For a goat?
Yeah. What do you think it should be? Tenner? Tenner
Yeah.
and a bag of goat? Oh, wait, bag of grain? No, 400 quid's for like a proper bred one. That'd be all right, right? Is that? I assume that's one that's been bred
Probably.
to live.
Probably. I want a mongrel.
Yeah. You just get a goat from down. Like,
Yeah.
You go to like
Mutt goat.
yeah. If you go to like East Asia, no, West Asia and places, you just pick up a goat off the street, guy.
Yeah.
They're all everywhere. So yeah, I assume you're talking bred, like
I must have
breeders'
been, yeah.
goats. Yeah, I must. You just did the shifty eyes. Then must have been. Yeah, do you know how many goats there were in that goat yoga class?
128.
Oh, very close. 110. There's 500 people and 110 goats. So
I'm overshooting. I'm expecting a lot more from
yeah,
record
you're
breakers.
thinking too much, I think, yeah. But if you can get 128 goats together,
At £400 a pop.
yeah, you'll be bankrupt, but you'll have a world
They're
record.
done well for 110 then, haven't they?
Yeah, they're just bleeding cash. In Barry, you know Barry in Wales,
Yes.
Barry Island, they broke the record for the most sand castles in one place. Do you want to guess how many?
Well, I don't. 68. I've gone low.
You've undershot that a little bit. I will give you a little bit more hints. They had to be built end to end, end on end,
Okay.
and they had to have at least 4 towers per castle. to
Really?
Regulation. Yes.
Wow.
So you know how like a
68 is looking pretty high now.
4. I think it was 4. Nobody can build that many castles. It was 2,044.
What?
Yeah. So
That's a lot. That's the first like really impressive one
That's the
you've
first
said.
time you've been impressed this week. Well, you're going to get more impressed. So the largest hula hoop in the world was spun by Getty Kehayova. And do you want to guess how big this hula hoop is? She's a big old girl. No. Do you want to guess how big the hula hoop is in diameter?
Like 15 meters in diameter.
15 meters. That's massive.
Yeah.
It's not that big. It is 17 feet, which is about 5 meters, nearly 6 meters.
Yeah.
So that's quite big. If you think about it, that's like 3 of me spinning around you, and it had to be made of metal apparently, because otherwise it deforms too much. If it's made of plastic.
Okay.
And because it had to be made of metal, it was real hard. Like when she was doing the hula hoop, she had to wear a stab vest to stop herself getting internal bruising. Insane. She had to spin it around 3 times to get the world record.
Wow.
For it to be sort of spinning.
That's what counts as
Yes,
spun.
as it being spun, yes. It was crazy.
Wow.
I watched the video of it. It's massive. But that was just a rundown. The world record of the week goes to our old friend.
Oh, not David Rush.
Old friend David Rush.
He's back.
He's back.
Does
with
he have
a
friends with
vengeance.
him?
He does have a friend with him. So he's broken 2 records in the time we've been away. Of course he has.
At least.
I'm surprised he's only broken 2, to be honest. He might have done more. These are the ones I've found about. He broke a record with John Hannon for the most basketball passes behind the back
Okay.
in a minute. Do you want to guess how many?
In a minute.
In a minute.
48.
61.
Whoa.
Real good. I've watched it
Over
again.
1 a second.
I've watched the video of this, and it's incredible. It's literally catch, spang, spang, and like even when the ball's out of position, he's getting it right back around and getting it perfectly.
Wow.
They obviously practiced this one for a while. Very good. I was quite impressed by that one, but not as impressed as I was by the actual world record of the week. Broke it again with John Hannon on sort of a road show, a Guinness World Records road show, because he's been invited onto that now, as I guess he would be.
Well, that's just his life, isn't it?
He must have. I reckon he must have the world record for the most world records. Surely. And that's another one. That'd be like a recurring thing. So his record this week, he was stood on an exercise ball with a samurai sword, slicing kiwis. Not the people.
the animal.
The animal. Chuck him over it. Ow! That would be a horrendous one to watch. No, the fruit. Little kiwi fruits.
Whoa.
Do you want to guess how many he did?
In how long?
In a minute. He was stood on an exercise ball. Yeah, they were being thrown to him.
53.
Not bad. 62.
Oh,
More than one a second again. John Hannon was the man throwing, the guy who did the basketball pass with him. He's got 2 buckets of kiwis, one on either hand, literally straight.
Oh, awesome.
He's double-handing it. And they're just like, he misses a few.
That's so cool.
So a couple of the throws aren't good. And David Rush, not fussed, just lets him go. Lets him go by the off stump. If he's going to fall off the ball, he's going to lose, isn't he? So
yeah.
He doesn't bother trying to overbalance.
He's not just slashing wildly then.
No.
He couldn't do the same thing blindfolded.
Definitely not. Oh, maybe he could, because it was very much the same action. He just, you had the sword out in front of him, straight out in front of him, and he was just up and downing it, guillotine style.
Ah.
And they were just coming at him. It's a very sharp sword, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're just coming at him, and he's slicing up and down. So maybe he could do it blindfold. Whether it'd be harder to balance, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't think you'd want to do it blindfold, because if you fell off, you wouldn't know you were going to fall off. And he did fall off. He fell off with a second left to go. So it wasn't really going to make any difference to the record.
Yeah.
But he didn't quite fill out the minute, so he could break it again. The previous record was only 35. I say only. But I think that's why he chose this one to do on the roadshow.
Yeah.
Because he knew he could easily outstrip that record. It's very good to watch. What's even better to watch is the interview that he does with John.
Oh, yeah?
John Hannon, his friend. And he tells you what the record is, tells you that you've broken it. And he says, John Hannon goes, "We smashed the record, didn't we?" And then David Rush, legend that he is, "We sliced the record, haven't we, John?" And John's face when he says we sliced the record, just fury, absolute seething fury. But well done, David.
You said you weren't going to say it.
And you did, you bastard.